Welcome back, guys, to another Unbiased Magic Review where I am bringing you honest and unbiased reviews of magic products to help you make better decisions on magic you should buy. Today, I'm going to be reviewing X Cards by Lee Earle, and that was presented by Alex Marsh. So this is part of Penguin's Syzygy series of Mentalism products, and let's take a look at the trailer.
Isn't it written down? H. That's a Y. Is it like hide? Yeah, we'll definitely have to bleep
So
that. One of the most powerful effects in mentalism is to tell a complete stranger personal, private information about themselves. My name's Alex Marsh, and I'm going to share with you another of my favorite routines from Syzygy. This is X Cards. Using this low-tech method, you can tell a complete stranger personal details about themselves, like their date of birth, their middle name, their address, what state they were born in. You can even tell them their bank details. Is it College Road? It is College Road? Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Give Polly a round of applause. And the best thing about this method is there's no pre-show, there's nothing to go wrong. X Cards allows you to do this. I've done this in coffee shops, I've done this on stage, I've done this on radio, I've done this on TV. Do you have like anything like a driver's license on you? Yeah. Anything like that? You do? Good. Can I borrow it? Take it out, but keep it sort of picture side down so I can't see any details about you. Yeah. You're going to love this routine. It's the dream of mentalism to tell people that stuff, and now you can do it too. This is X Cards.
Okay, so you guys have seen the trailer for X Cards, and it looks incredible. Alex Marsh makes it seem like as if you're just going to put the person's driver's license in the envelope and then, you know, no moves, no sleight of hand, you're going to know exactly what's going on there. Totally impromptu, anywhere, anytime. It seems like a total miracle. Unfortunately, it's not that clean. So let's go over this. We'll start with the history of the effect, because I always like to start with the history. So this effect is directly taken out of Syzygy issue 59, where Lee Earle presented X Cards. And the X Cards effect actually was based on another effect by Richard Mark, and that effect can be found in his book called Mind Warp. The effect there, it was called mental credit. And in that effect, basically what happened was that the person's, the spectator's credit card was put in an envelope, and then the mentalist puts their own credit card in an envelope, and then they try to read each other's, they try to get information about each other's credit card, but they can't. But amazingly, at the end, the credit cards have swapped places, means it's a transposition. And so Lee Earle took that idea and then came up with X Cards. And Lee Earle's X Cards effect, if you read it in Syzygy, actually the presentation is totally different than what Penguin Magic and Alex Marsh is presenting to you, because the original effect wasn't so much as a challenge effect like this, and the original effect used credit cards, not a driver's license. I think the idea of a driver's license is a good idea because you can get a lot of information from it, but I don't like the presentation at all. I don't like any effect where you're immediately challenging your spectator. That really is not a good effect. I mean, let's think about it for a moment. You're asking them to do something that you know they're not going to be able to do just so you can turn around and show them that you can do it. That's just a horrible type of effect. It's not good at all. It's not good mentalism at all. It would make sense to have them put their driver's license into the envelope, and then you're able to get information, you know, you're able to read it. You know what I mean? That would be a good mental effect. In that way, you don't need to use your license at all. So let's go over a couple other things. So how honest is the advertisement in the trailer? So I'm going to tell you guys, it's not really honest. If you read the advertisement on Penguin, it says no difficult move, no sleight of hand, whereas there's no exact sleight of hand. There is some move necessary, and you need to be able to hold out in front of your spectators. So that's, you know, so if you thought all you're doing was putting their driver's license in an envelope and then somehow you're going to know the information that's on there. That's not how it is. So unfortunately, that's not true. And there is a possibility you can flash and the angles are not good at all. So if you perform this the way that Penguin Magic has advertised it, the reality is that in the moment when you're getting the information, you can only be, people have to be head on. And pretty much you only pretty much could perform this for 1 or 2 people, because anybody that has any angle on you, or they're going to exactly see what's going on. So that's going to make the effect, that's going to ruin the effect. And it's not because of Penguin, it's because that's how the handling of the original effect. I will tell you guys this, that what Penguin is presenting here is pretty much the exact same handling that Lee Earle describes in Syzygy, which in my own mind is not a great handling, and unfortunately Alexander Marsh and Penguin did not improve on the handling, unfortunately. What they're doing is they're just repackaging what you can find in Syzygy and selling it, trying to make money off of what's already out there, which unfortunately is poor. It's poor because if you're going to repackage something that's already been put out, at least improve it, at least come up with something. So at least, improve the handling and make the handling better, cleaner, or something. But unfortunately, Alexander Marsh, the only thing he's changed is the presentation and made it much worse than the original. So that's a big negative for me there. So a couple other things that you guys may be interested in is how hard is it to perform the effect? I don't think it's very difficult. Of course, you have to hold out in front of the spectators, like I said, so that's something that you might not like. In terms of the actual handling, which again comes from Syzygy, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't really like the idea of how the driver's license is put into the envelope, and that's because of the method that is actually from the original Syzygy. The card is put in like here at this angle and taken out, which looks suspicious. I don't like that. Anytime you have something put in an envelope, logic dictates it has to be like this. Go ahead, and you let them put it in there, and then from here, you take it out like that and give it to them. That would be the smartest way to do it. Now, I'm going to tell you guys this, that when there's a lot of resources out there that you can go to where you can, to improve this effect. In fact, I would even scrap it and just go with a totally different effect, other than the idea of maybe using the driver's license to get information from it's good. If you are interested in envelope magic, I would highly recommend instead you take a look at the work by people like Luke Germain and Scott Creasy. I know he put out some stuff with envelopes, especially things like envelope switches and things like that have to do with how to gimmick up your own envelopes and stuff. So it's just worth checking out. If you are a student of magic like me, you will chase down those, you will investigate them, and you will learn as much as you can, so that way you can improve your own magic. Because the idea of putting in somebody else's license up here and like all that, it just looks suspicious. So unfortunately Alexander Marsh didn't improve the handling at all. So I know that he's trying to make this seem like this is very impromptu and whatnot. I mean, unfortunately, if you had just used a different type of envelope, it could be so much cleaner. There's an envelope out there that's, I'm not trying to expose anything, but there's an envelope out there that starts with the name S, and that envelope would have allowed you to do a very, very clean display and let the spectator put their own license into the envelope while you hold it open like this. So just things I put out there for you guys. Other things that you may want to know is how is the teaching on the video. So it's 17 minutes long. Alexander Marsh goes over the routine using a license. Then he goes over the idea of using a drawing, like almost like a drawing duplication. And there's nothing wrong with it because it's the original teaching. There's nothing of it that's original to him. He just took it out of Syzygy. You could just read it yourself. You don't need him for that at all. There really is no setup. The reset is instantaneous. All you need to do the effect is a couple coin envelopes, so you not have to invest a lot into it. So the positives of the effect, I guess, is that it's impromptu. The negatives is that the presentation's horrible and the handling is not good. And unfortunately, the handling is directly out of Syzygy. You can come up with a better handling yourself. And like I had mentioned, it's much better the idea of just having a driver's license put into an envelope. You put the envelope down and then you mentally get information from it without going near it and without any funny movements and without this crazy presentation that Penguin has come up with. I will also let you guys know that there are some driver's licenses that won't work for this because they're transparent, or parts of the license are transparent. So that also, for some people that live in some states, will probably make this useless too. So overall, for $6, I don't think it's really worth it. If you're interested in these kinds of effects, and if you want to read the original effect that used credit cards, I would recommend instead that you get your hands on Syzygy and read it yourself. Unfortunately, it just seems that Penguin Magic is trying to repackage whatever they can to make money. And I would recommend them that if they're going to repackage stuff, at least add something to it. Make some kind of improvement. Make it worth it. Because otherwise, it really just seems like you're just trying to repackage stuff to make money. Anyway, so there's my recommendations. I would have to tell you guys, I don't recommend the product. So I would recommend you don't waste your time or money on this. There's much better stuff out there. If you like envelope magic, I would recommend that you check out other envelope routines out there, and there's so many of them out there. There's everything from things like bank night routines to mental epic type routines to routines like Cassidy's name and place. And there's so many things out there. So just take a look at that. I know like that Luc Germain put out lots of different stuff that have to do with envelopes too. So you could just take a look. There's so much stuff out there. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface here. And so hope that you guys enjoyed this magic review. Please subscribe. I eagerly await any of your comments, positive or negative. If you have any questions about this product or anything that I reviewed, just leave me a comment. If there's anything you want me to review, just leave it in the comments. If I own it, I'll review it for you. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in.